Hi, welcome to Chad's Silversmithing. It's time for a quick tip, so I'm going to go ahead and do one of those today. What I want to focus on is I was thinking about how some days I have non-creative days where I still want to do something to kind of lose myself in it, but I'm not really in the right frame of mind to come up with something original or creative. But I still want to kind of lose myself in doing something. And one way you can do that and also kind of help yourself out is if you have some frequently used components in the pieces that you make, like I make a lot of a particular type of bail and jump rings and silver balls or ear wires or anything like that, even bezels if you use the same size stone all the time. You could make yourself a little assembly line to be able to get some silversmithing in without actually having to create anything too particular challenging. Today I'm going to make a few of the kind of bail that I use a lot of, and they're pretty simple to make. But always when I get to the end of my project, I'm like, I've got to make a bail now. So it's nice to have some made in advance, and I'll make a few in different sizes, and we'll go from there. But definitely a way to still get in some fun silversmithing without having to create something too complex. Before we do that, I want to thank some groups of people. My patrons over on Patreon are my core group of supporters. I have a new one, Heart's Creation. Thank you for signing up. I think you'll find a great group of people over there who've built this really nice community, and it's fun to pick their brains and show each other what we're making, and it's just a nice community over there. So I hope you find that as well. And thank you all for all of your support over the past few years. The other group are my YouTube subscribers, and we just passed 26,000. That's amazing. Thank you for that. You guys are awesome, and I love the comments. I love the conversations people are having in the comment section. I like it when people contribute positively to my comment sections. 99% of the people who comment on my videos are very nice, and even if they're offering me constructive criticism, they do it in a pleasant way that is not troll-like. So thank you for that. I also love hearing people's stories and their techniques and stuff like that. Yeah. I learn a great deal of stuff from all of you, so thanks for that. Thank you also for the kind contributions, the Buy Me a Coffees, the super thanks, buying my merch, my new ebook that just came out. All of those things make my channel possible, and I do appreciate the financial support, so thanks for that. All right, well, let's get started. So this is one of my design idea sketchbooks that I have on my merch store. This particular one has some information about the melting temperatures and flow temperatures of different types of solder. Other ones have different useful metalsmithing information, like some conversion charts and things for gauges and inches and millimeters. But I find the most useful aspect of these is the little dot matrix in the background, because I'm not terribly good at drawing things, but having that helps me to keep things sort of proportional and stuff. And it's a great way to keep track of your projects. I like being able to go back and know what I was, how I did something from the past, in case I want to repeat it or do something similar. I don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. Okay, so not much of a picture today because we're just going to be doing some assembly line work. So let me show you what I have here. I wrote down a few things that you could do in times like these where you just want to get some stuff made in advance. I do this kind of like diamond-shaped bail that looks really nice. If you want to see the video that's really about that one, I'll put a link up there for you. If you use a lot of clasps of a particular type, whether they're box clasps or shepherd's hook or toggle clasps or whatever, you could make those things in advance so you have them handy to finish up projects like bracelets and things. Ear wires, I have a particular way I make ear wires that I probably can't make them in advance, although I could cut the pieces and make the initial loop for all of them so they're ready to go. Jump rings, of course, you could make jump rings in all different sizes. Silver balls, if you use a lot of silver balls for decoration, sometimes just melting scrap into those. And what I did today was I grabbed a bunch of little scrap pieces of sheet, and I took some 22 gauge, which is 0.66 millimeters, I believe, round wire to make these kind of little bails. And I made a few of them here, so. And I'll make one in front of you just for good measure. So these are not completed, of course, but I did solder those together, and then I can just trim them off and bend them into the shape and pickle them, and they'll be ready to go. So let's make one of those. Here's a piece of scrap sheet that I found in my scrap bin, and there should be enough here to get a bail off of that. And so let me set these over here. And I'm just going to cut this off right there. Right there. Flatten that out. And then I have a couple of pieces of 22 gauge rounds right here. And I'm going to straighten those out first. But if you were doing it like I did 4 at a time there. And you could do even more than that at a time. That's what the pieces of scrap that I could find quickly without doing a lot of digging. But you could do them 10 at a time, 15 at a time. Make them all different sizes. That way you have handy ones ready to go. Okay, so actually, yeah, that's fine. I'll just cut the ends off a little bit. Spin those in like that. This one's bent a little bit too far. Let's see if those will fit on there. Okay, I'll cut them a little bit shorter. I think when I cut a little bit off the ends of each, it should be just about right. I think we can make that work. So let's get that ready to solder. I usually sweat a little bit of solder on each of these, so I'm going to cut some little tiny pieces of solder. I got a fun project planned for this coming Thursday, so I want to drop in and check it out. I'm just going to pick a little solder on those. All kind of melted onto the little wires. Those are pretty small wires if you're doing these things, so be a little careful with where you're directing your heat and stuff, because they're pretty easy to melt. When I was doing the earlier ones, I melted one of the wires. I was slacking, sleeping on the job. Okay, so you just get those ready like that, and you have a whole bunch of them at hand. And like I said, you could do that for a lot of things, bezels, balls, or clasps, or whatever you use a lot of. So save yourself a little time when you're doing the actual project so you can focus on the creativity. Hopefully you found that useful. I always love to hear your tips and tricks. So let me know little tricks that you guys do, because I'm always interested to learn new things. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, just a reminder that you can, if you're not having a particularly creative day and you want to still do some metalsmithing, a great way to do that is to do some components that you use frequently and just manufacture those. That way you can kind of lose yourself in your process and still get some positive stuff done for yourself. If you found that tip useful, make sure to hit the like button before you go, and I'd love it if you'd visit my main channel page. I have over 670 videos now, I believe. There's a whole ton of projects over there. There's lots of skills, and it's at all different skill levels, so I think you're almost sure to find something useful over there. So check it out. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. There's no cost for that. And don't forget to hit the video description down below. There's some links there that are important. There's a link to my newest ebook, which is a guide to all of last year's video tutorials. Each page in the book has a picture of the sketch that I drew, a picture of the final project. It has a list of materials. It has a difficulty rating. It has gemstone information if there's a gemstone in the project. And it has additional notes I took about the project, including things like, would I have changed the way I did things, or did I learn something new from it, or did I think it was a bomb, or did I think it was great? So that kind of stuff, as well as a link right to the video tutorial. So it's a really convenient way to have a whole bunch of projects right at your fingertips, and a really nice way to support my channel. So thanks in advance for that. There's a link to my Patreon if you want to check out that community. There's multiple tiers of membership there, the lowest being $5 a month, which gets you my videos without any YouTube advertisements. The tiers above that include some things like Patreon exclusive videos, as well as some live streams and some other stuff. So check that out. I'd love to have you on that community as well. So finally, there's a link to my merch store if you want to get yourself one of those nice design idea sketchbooks or some other useful merch. There's some mugs and some t-shirts and some magnets and things like that that have metalsmithing related content on them. So check those out. Get yourself a present or two, and make sure to come back again. Thanks for watching today. Happy silversmithing.